Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. So if you clicked on this video, it was because you were interested in this. So we're going to be talking about this Tamron 70-210mm f4 after 6 months. Now, I have basically been using this pretty much on and off since I purchased it. This has been my pretty much go-to main telephoto lens. It's incredibly solid. I mean, to be fair, I know that the f4 aperture is not necessarily everybody's cup of tea, but if you are budget-minded, I would think that you're going to get pretty much everything that you want out of this lens. It does have image stabilization. It does have autofocus. I mean, it's a pretty solid all-around lens. It comes with a lens hood. You really can't beat it for the price. And I've actually seen that this lens has been on sale on B&H and some other websites for pretty cheap. I mean, even at $399. This lens has not failed me once. I would say paired to my Canon EOS RP, I would say maybe the autofocus with that camera isn't the best. I don't know if it's the EOS RP or if it's this camera lens specifically, but sometimes this does miss autofocus. Luckily, this does have full-time manual focus on it as well. If you want to do like updates and stuff, you do also have to purchase the tap-in console, which I kind of hate. I kind of wish that there was just like a micro USB port on here that I could just kind of like plug it into type of thing. It is weather sealed, which is nice. So if you do bring this outside, you don't really necessarily have to worry about it getting wet inside or growing any type of fungus or anything. I mean, for the price, it's a really solid lens. The f4 aperture, like I said, maybe possibly not everybody's cup of tea, but you still get some amazing results with it nonetheless. It is a little heavy, but to be honest, I mean, compared to maybe the Canon L series 70-200mm f4 at the same price that does not have image stabilization but has autofocus, I would think maybe if you're just an all-out Canon fanboy, you would go with that option. But as much as I enjoy Canon, I mean, some of their pricing on some of their lenses, to be honest, is a little weird. Don't understand why you would throw an f4 70-210 with no image stabilization out there for the same price as you could purchase a very solid, very sharp lens at the same price. This lens right here is absolutely insane. I don't have really anything bad to say about it besides the fact that, I mean, it is a little heavy. I mean, not necessarily insane, but, you know, if you got it in a camera bag with a couple other lenses, you're definitely going to feel it. I mean, this is for the Canon EF mount. It is weather sealed, which is an incredibly huge thing, especially with a lot of camera lenses not being weather sealed. The image stabilization on this is rock solid. I have not missed a shot without it. I've used this for like drift photography and stuff before, and I've gotten some pretty solid results. I actually just wound up using this in manual focus and not autofocus, mainly for the pure fact that, number one, low light at the drift track kind of sucked. Number two, I mean, just throwing it into manual focus, you're actually able to get better shots off. Not to say that the autofocus system on this is bad at all, but I mean, it just does kind of struggle sometimes, especially like, and I'm not really 100% sure, but if you're kind of zoomed in, like let's say maybe you're focusing on something that's like 5 or 10 feet away, and then something really far, you know, 20 or 30 feet away is happening, and you go and you kind of lift this up and point it out. Sometimes the autofocus really has a hard time kind of like seeing what it's trying to focus on. It doesn't really work all that well. That's just from my own personal experience. Like I said, you do also have to purchase the tap-in console, which I kind of hate, but if you are purchasing a tap-in console for a Canon EF mount, I mean, basically once you start purchasing Tamron lenses, you should be able to use that with every single Tamron lens that you purchase for that same Canon mount. So yeah, solid. I highly recommend this for anybody that wants to step away from the Canon like kit lens and you want to maybe purchase something a little bit more professional, I would say. Oh, another thing too is this does have like a tripod collar, but you have to purchase that separately. It's 130 bucks, which for $130, like, I mean, why not just throw it in, or maybe even like put it on deal kind of thing, and maybe just offer that with the camera lens for like an extra like 30 bucks or 40 bucks. I can't really imagine a camera tripod collar for a lens being that expensive, but it is. I digress. Other than that, still a very solid option for anybody that wants to step away from the Canon EF 75-300 kit lens, or maybe was looking at the 70-200. You can go ahead and get 210 millimeters for about the same price with image stabilization for roughly around the same price as you would the Canon L series. I have not used the Canon L series, but I can almost imagine that this is probably as good, if not better than that, especially if you're buying the L4 without the image stabilization. That is half the price of the F4 with image stabilization. I think that one's like $1,300. I mean, if you're gonna go that route, you might as well just spend a little bit more and buy the Tamron 70-200 f2.8 at that point, but I digress. Anyways, if you guys like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, whatever. If you didn't like this video, also give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. I'm Jordan, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.